Hello? We have already looked at extreme cold in Chicago and extreme heat in Las Vegas. Both times we were talking about how far the temperature can deviate from the. Today is the third most non-obvious case, a market where the surprise is that Los Angeles is not just one temperature but several very cold, very different climates within a single city. The event for us sounds a little something like this. I am curious, will the highest temperature be reaching somewhere between 78 to 79 degrees Fahrenheit on August 1st? Could you please confirm if that is the expected forecast for that specific day? So yes, we see the outcome here is yes. So why did we choose that? It would seem August, California, heat is guaranteed, but traders and the majority of people agreed on a range of 78 to 79 degrees. That's about 26 degrees Celsius. For comparison, this is 5 to 10 degrees Celsius lower than what many intuitively expect from a hot Los Angeles in the middle of summer. Let's break down why the market turned out to be right and conduct some analysis. Also, a reminder about our Telegram channel. I ask you to subscribe to it. There, we provide breakdowns of several similar events, often analyze other categories, and also have insider information on some events. And our market mechanics are standard. The resolution is based on a specific station, not on the city or any general feeling about the city as a whole. And for the Los Angeles market, this station is KLX. LAX Airport, which is located literally a couple of hundred meters from the ocean, as we can see. That is, there is a key physical factor here, without which the entire month of August in Los Angeles makes no sense. The marine layer or the marine cloud layer. The cold water of the Pacific Ocean off the coast of California cools the lower layer of air. Low clouds and fog condense there. And this blanket of low stratus clouds rolls onto the coast at night and often lingers all morning and sometimes all day until the sun breaks through this layer. The air near the ground on the coast barely warms up, even if it's already 32 to 35 degrees just a half-hour drive away in the San Fernando Valley or downtown. It might not affect the airport at all. This effect even has an informal nickname. Local meteorologists sometimes call the prolonged summer marine layer Fogust, meaning foggy August. Our tools are the same, it's windy. That is, if it's also America, then we also connect to WXGov. Right here, you can easily access a detailed hourly forecast for the day, as well as pinpoint the exact coldest period, the warmest time, and even identify the hottest part of the entire day. Also on WXGov, there are specific stations. So, for instance, if we go ahead and type in Los Angeles into the search bar, we can immediately pull up all the relevant results and take a close look at the specific station we need, which is conveniently located right by the airport, saving us a lot of time and effort. And if you look right here, you will find a detailed hourly forecast. Plus, there are interactive charts available as well. And of course, you can also see a simple, straightforward forecast for the lowest and highest temperatures expected throughout the day. On windy, we don't work so much with temperature layers here, but rather with the low-level cloud layer and the thickness of the marine layer. It is exactly what determines at what time the sun will burn through the clouds and whether it will burn through them at all. And also, don't forget to compare the models. We have the American model and the European. As you can see, they differ, which is why we compare them. If they match, that gives us a signal to get interested or to enter the event. Let's break it down with a real-life example. We also open Polymarket, the weather section, the market for our event. Our resolution is based on the KLX station. Our event has already started and everyone agreed, well, the majority, on the 78 to 79 Fahrenheit range. As I already said, step 1 is to open windy, the cloud cover layer. And we saw that day a layer of low clouds along the coast of Southern California. We saw a dense band of marine layer pressed against the shore by a steady flow from the ocean. A classic summer configuration for this region. And step 2, we look at the forecast on WXGov specifically for this station for August 1st. Our model showed the stratus clouds persisting until about noon local time, with only partial clearing afterwards, which is why the peak heating turned out to be modest. And step 3, for contrast, let's look at the station in the Burbank Valley. On the same day it showed 90 to 92 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 12 to 14 degrees higher than the coast. So yes, that's why it's always worth considering the specific station, the resolution, meaning where, at which point we are measuring, and where the market is taking its values from. This is very important because if in Los Angeles itself we might have a temperature here of 90 or 92 degrees, well, the market is asking whether at a specific point, that is at the airport at a specific time, there will be a certain number. So it's all simple here. We are comparing. We compare two models, the European and the American, regarding the time of the marine layer dissipation, and both of them agreed at that moment. That is, the cloud cover disappeared at the same time, meaning the sun burned it off, so there was no complete clearing on the coast that evening. The discrepancy in the burn-off time is no more than an hour. This is high consistency, especially for such a fickle parameter. And what conclusion follows from this? Unlike the cases with cold and heat, here the market, even without deep analysis, was close to the correct value. 78, 79 degrees Fahrenheit is indeed a physically justified range for this airport, for this measurement point under conditions of a stable marine layer. The value of the analysis here is not in finding an undervalued outcome, but in avoiding the typical beginner's mistake of betting on a hot outcome simply because it's August on the calendar and there's a stereotype in your head, California means heat. Well, there is only one main pitfall in this case, but it is critically important. Always check which specific station the resolution is tied to before comparing the question with your everyday perception of the city. For Los Angeles, especially LAX on the coast, Burbank or Van Nuys in the valley, USC in the city center, these are actually three different climates within the borders of one agglomeration, and the difference between them in the summer months can be greater than the difference between two different cities in the country. The second point is the seasonality of the marine layer itself. It is not the same throughout the year. Usually, it is densest and most persistent in June and July. Hence the nickname June Gloom, but it often lingers into August as well. Check not only today's forecast, but also how typical the current configuration is for this specific week of the year. And to summarize, not every interesting temperature market is a hunt for an undervalued extreme. Sometimes the most useful analysis is simply to honestly check the physics of the location before trusting intuition that relies on a general image of the city rather than a specific point on the map, which is what I keep telling you. And the marine layer, just like cold surges or heat domes, is a predictable system with understandable physics. As long as the flow from the ocean is stable and the models agree on the timing of its dissipation, the forecast can be made with high confidence. The only difference is that in this case, the agreement of the models confirms not a sensation, but a calm, slightly counterintuitive fact. In the middle of a California summer, it can be cooler right on the coast than the city's name might suggest. Subscribe to analyze more cases like this. Bye everyone. Leave comments, share your analysis, successful cases, and don't forget about the Telegram channel. Bye everyone.